What's up, everybody? So I want to take some time here and show you or tell you what I want to do to my new Spirit Halloween Proton Pack, the life-size replica that just came out. So I just want to start off saying, if you're the average Joe, you're a Ghostbusters fan, but you're not a collector, you never had a Proton Pack, you're still that kid from the 80s that, has always dreamed of putting on a pack, even though you're an adult now, you're getting some gray hair, but now they mass produce a life size one for a great price. You can get it and you won't have to do really anything to it. I wouldn't if I wasn't obsessed and I'm OCD or, I'm just an uber crazy collector of, everything 80s. Uh, you know, yeah, so I collect, here I'll just, I collect lots and lots of stuff from Lego, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, you name it. If it was from the 80s and the 90s, I probably got it. But anyway, what I wanted to get across is this thing for like 250 bucks. I think I got it for like 278 shipped to the house. Awesome. It looks great. If we would have got this originally in 2000, I think when they came out with the smaller size, the 80% size or whatever it is, if we would have got this one, when this one came out, I would have been just crazy nuts. I would have been a kid in a candy shop. This was this was the first one mass produced for anybody to get a hold of. Before that you had to go on eBay and you had to, buy one from a guy that handmade one from, fiberglass resin and shells and did it all themselves for like, a couple grand. And I just never wanted to pull the trigger on one of those. Yeah, so this one came out and I had to do a lot of work to it. This is all custom. I made it look good. I wore it. I felt happy. I was giddy as a schoolgirl when I was wearing this. But it's small. At the time, I didn't, you didn't really feel because that's the only thing I ever had on my back like that. But, okay. So it was fun to project this one. Then they came out the Hasbro pack. It actually weighs like it probably would have weighed in the movie. This thing's heavy. It's great. It's really detailed. It's got the actual space between the bumper. The Hasbro one, or excuse me, the Spirit Halloween ones don't. This one's got a lot more going for it. It's got details, but there's some things on this one they didn't do right that aggravate the heck out of me. Yeah, like the littlest thing. So I think I already mentioned it, but see if the camera can focus and get the lighting right. Can't really tell. So the Spirit Halloween pack, it's got the actual blue screen on here for the lights, the blue see-through plastic. It looks really good. Hasbro's, come on, man, that's just not cool. It looks like Tupperware that you use a scratch pad on, and you can't. It just doesn't look good. I haven't messed with it. I'm really actually intimidated to take this guy apart, just because it's on a different level than something you get for cheaper from Halloween store or online. This guy, it's a lot more involved to take apart and yada yada yada. So I haven't messed with it. This one, I have no problem taking apart. It's just as simple as the original one that came out. You take this apart and you can just go to town with it. Yeah, it is 200 and some bucks, so it's not necessarily cheap, but for what it is, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I got this. I just randomly found out about it by Ghostbusters News on YouTube. This thing just dropped, and I had to get it just because I didn't need it. I had this, and I had this little duty. This, though, for what it is, it's amazing. Like the wand. So I have the actual the original Maddie Collector wand. Sitting next to this one in the middle is the new Spirit one, and that's the Hasbro Spangler dude. This guy, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It's light. It's really light, but it feels great in the hand. Like the grips feel good. It's actually a little bit bigger than the original, the other two. It's already got the tip extended, which with that clear tube on this thing, man, that's so good. That is like, screen accurate tube. Oh, don't want to drop that. But that tube is really good. It's a little bit longer than the Spangler one, which is fine. It doesn't have to be completely screen accurate, but Bigger the better, you know, that's what she said. But no, it's awesome. Like, this thing is cool. I'm not really not going to do too much to upgrade this. I might Dremel out the vent holes just to give it some more detail. And, you know, weather it maybe a little bit more. I'm not going to do the toggle switches like the other guys and all the other videos are doing. I'm fine with this being, you know, buttons to turn it on, turn it off and on. Because, you know, when we go out or I have buddies, I'll probably have my brother wear this one. I'll have myself wearing this one and my nephew wearing that one, you know. But I would have no problem wearing this one. This one looks awesome. And, I mean, I can, you know, be a kid and still imagine these are the toggle switches. I'm not really going for, like, you know, a screen accurate pack here with this. I'm just trying to upgrade it to make it a little bit better, a little more cooler. You know, just, you know, if you take it to convention or you just, you know, you want to put your own touch on it to have somebody say, oh, yeah, well, I can't tell if that's, you know, a Spirit or what it is. So, you know, just kind of church it up a little bit. It doesn't really need a whole lot. Like the ladder on here, it's very similar to the one that came out. It's a little less detailed, actually, than the one that came out a few years back. This isn't really that great. You can go onto Etsy and people 3D print the ladder on here, and you can just put on there with the appropriate Allen screws, and that will be a great addition to upgrade it. You can order the knob from people on Etsy. I really want to get a 3D printer, and a lot of people share these things on the blueprints or whatever they call them on 3D printing websites to upgrade it. I just haven't done it. 3D printers, you know. Anyways, that's a whole different topic, but you could easily 3D print your own if you got one to upgrade this guy. The clipper over here is obnoxiously not good. It's really long. It doesn't have any sticker detail. You know, the one that came out back in the day actually had an actual sticker on it, the clippered sticker. It's getting dark. Sorry, guys. I turned my brighter light on. Yeah, so this one actually had the sticker on it and didn't look obnoxious. This one needs to be replaced because it looks, you know, just wonky. And this bumper spring or whatever, buffer spring, I can't remember what they actually call this. It's really too long. They make actual metal ones on ghostbusterfans.com, so I'm going to order one of those. Do that. People, what do they call this? The cake pan. People on Etsy 3D print a thing that goes over the top of this to give it more of that rounder edge. You know, this is more screen accurate. This one is a little sharper. You know, since it's life size and bigger, you know, it really doesn't bother as much as on this one, because this one you can tell, I mean, that's my hand, it's rinky dink, and the light thing is really close. This one, you know, it's got a little bit more of a gap, but not much, but it looks better since it's bigger. But obviously, yeah, you'd have to, you don't get that 3D printed piece that cover over the top. You'd have to Bondo that or do whatever and cover that and paint it. I did it with this one, and it turned out really good. You can't even tell that there's anything there. So there's that. I really don't mind that this doesn't have a gap like this one. I've gotten used to it with that. This one, you know, it's not that bad. It doesn't really matter. Nobody would really know. I mean, if you're not really a big Ghostbusters nerd, you would never know that there was even a gap in between there. I think the wand, I took the wand off this. The mount's actually really good. So, but the wand, that when it comes to you in the door or in the box, it's like 90 degrees with the pack, which is not screen accurate. So I think they had like at a 45 degree angle, whatever angle it was. So it just was, so it was easier for the guys to grab over their shoulder and pull off. And also, you know, it gives it that screen accurate look. So I'm going to remount that. Along with that, so this is the Matty Collector. It actually has a mount, a plate. I can't remember what they call it. It's just a face plate mount or whatever that goes into the wand. It's separate. And it has your V-hook and then it has your belt hook. This is custom for the Matty Collector. I had to make my own belt clip and everything and screwed in there. So that worked out well. See on here, Spirit Halloween one, nothing. Doesn't have that faceplate, which they do 3D print that, I believe. You can see it on this guy too. That's another piece, which is easy, man. You just, I mean, yeah, you get that from 3D printing guy on Etsy and bam, shawam, rock and roll, ready to mount it up. And then I can put my belt clip on it as well. yeah, there's really no whole lot you got to do. Thanks, guys, for watching. Bye.